हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू अवर यूट्यूब चैनल। और आज का जो हम टॉपिक कवर करेंगे, हम सर सैयद अहमद खान के बारे में बात करेंगे। बिफोर दैट वी हैव यूपीएससी सीएसई सब्सक्रिप्शन प्राइस हाइक रिमाइंडर and the price will change after 24th October. So before that we have like 8,000 for 1 month, then we will have like 9,000, from 20,000 to 22,500, from 36,000 to 40,500, from 44,000 to 49,500, from 64,000 to 72,000. So the price hike date has been like extended due to a multiple request made by a lot of individuals. So you can get your subscription for 10% discount by using this code simply, and then you can get 10% off. An Academy Aspire is providing you with the All India free mock test for the civil servant aspirant under UPSC CIC Prelims 2021 Paper 1 JS, and it will be conducted on every 10th and 25th of every month, and will provide you with the exciting prizes, scholarship for the top 50 rank holders. And it will be conducted on 25th October at 10 a.m. sharp. So you can enroll now for this test. An Academy full length mains mock test paper has been there for GSM paper 4 ethics for UPSC CSE, and we have free live and special class also, and it will be conducted on 25th October at 9 p.m. sharp, and you can enroll for this class. We have special batches for UPSC CSE mains 2020. We have advanced batch course for UPSC CSE mains 2020, that is bilingual, that has already started from 19 October. We have advanced batch course for UPSC CSE mains 2020 for Hindi, that has already started from 14th October. And we have advanced batch course for UPSC CSE mains 2020 under English, that has also started from 14th October. So you can enroll now for these batch courses. We have UPSC complete batch preparation courses. We have 4 batch preparation courses. The first one is in bilingual, in which the language is in Hindi, English both. The second one is in Hindi, and third one is in English completely. We have Mission 2022 2-year batch course for UPSC CSE that will start from 19th October, and rest all the batches will start from 26th October. So you can enroll for these complete batch preparation courses. This one subscription has like unlimited benefits, like you can learn from your home, you have unlimited access to all courses, top educators of India on one platform, full syllabus coverage, double doubt clearing session, live test series, study material will be given to you in the form of PDF format. We have answer writing sessions also under our mentor and guidance. This is also one-stop solution for your complete UPSC CSE preparation, because you have structured batches with top educators, batches in Hindi, English, bilingual, late night as well as 2-year batches. You have 100% syllabus coverage, vast range of optional prelims and main test series. We have dedicated doubt clearing classes and daily current affair practice, answer and essay writing practice. Performance analysis will be given to every student after your test, and we have sectional quizzes also, and along with that will prepare you for interview. So you can subscribe now, then you will get like 10% off. So you just simply need to apply this code. T20 daily current affair test series completely free in this. We have and it will be given to you at the daily 7:30 p.m. for 20. It will consist of 20 questions for 20 minutes, and it will be for 40 marks each. For 40 marks in total. So you will get your test analysis after completing your test. So if you really like our channel, then you can click to join on YouTube, Telegram, and Facebook. So let's start our topic. As we all know that the Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was a very like eminent political figure, and he had a like great visionary in term, because he was very renowned Muslim reformer of the 19th century. So he had a dream to make the community and a country advance, and to take them forward by using their modern shapes. So his main interest was the intellectual development of the people through the modern education, and he was the first Indian Muslim to contribute his intellectual and institutional foundation of Muslim modernization in the southern Asia. So even Syed had made like a very significant contributions for the improvement and empowerment of the Muslim community, and his position was there in the judicial department, and he had left him the time to be very active in many fields. and he was also like a very good writer, and he began his career as an author in Urdu at the age of 23. And in 1847 he brought out an important book, that was the Monuments of the Great, on the antiquities of Delhi. So even more important was his pamphlet that was written, The Causes of the Indian Revolt. So his main interest was in religion, and he was like very active in this and a lifelong. And he wrote on the life of the Prophet Muhammad, and he dedicated himself to write about the several volumes of the modernist commentary on the Holy Quran. So in the works, he actually was enlightened that how Islamic faith could go with the advanced scientific and political ideas of his time. So we can see that why he was like struggling for independence, he also like saved the lives of many Englishmen. So the government center gave him title as the sir to him as a respect. So he also won the confidence of British government, and after the war of independence, the Muslim had like undergone a very critical phase. So by refurbing the to acquire like the Western education, they were not just moving parallel with the modern times. So Muslim like hated English language and culture, and they kept their children away from the schools and colleges. But in this way, they were unintentionally declining the interest of the Muslim community, and they were like, and the unfamiliarity with the English language and the lack of the like the modern education kept them away from all the respectable government posts. So on the other hand, we can see the Hindus acquired this modern of knowledge, and they obtained a very high level of government jobs. So Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was the first Muslim leader to realize the seriousness of this particular situation that was happening in that period of time. Now let's talk about his interest. As we know, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was very upset to observe the depressed conditions of the Muslim like everywhere. So he decided to take extreme steps for efforts to make for the welfare of Muslims, and he realized that there is a proper need to exclude for the exclusion of mistrust about the Muslim in from the minds of the British rulers. So for this purpose, he also wrote an essay on the causes of Indian revolt, in which he proved that there were like many factors which actually led to the rebellion of 1857, and that only Muslims were not just held responsible for it. Additionally, he also wrote that there were very loyal Mohammedans of India also, in which like he shielded that the Muslim were against the charges of unfaithfulness. So all this works was can be like restored the confidence of the Britisher in the Muslims to a very large extent. Then Sir Syed Ahmad Khan also focused on the upliftment of the educational part of his co-religious, and he told that the Muslims that without obtaining modern education, they could not compete with the Hindus and other communities. So he pleaded that there was no harm in accepting the Western science, knowledge, education, and in learning English language. So he issued a magazine that was named as Tazib ul Ikhlaq, which was projected as a adoptable European manners. So afterwards, he also wrote an interpretation on the Holy Quran. So in his like important work, we can see that Sir Syed Ahmad Khan also interpreted Islam on a very logical and scientific basis, and he was like the one of the more pioneers of the two nation theory. And as we know, the two nation theory was based upon the separation of two country on the basis of their religion. So there was, and this was proposed by Jinnah. So although we can see that Muslims remained like a very aloof from the British administration, and the Hindus, Parsi and other community were fought forward in terms of education and the social development. So this replacement of Persian by English was also a language of the higher courts in 1835, was disliked by the Muslim, and it was welcomed by the other communities. They also embraced that the English education was like much more that was enthusiastically than did the Muslims. So in 1878, there were like 3,155 colleges that educated Hindus against 57 that educated Muslim. So in a country there was growing poor, there was like growing poorer by year due to the company practices, government services was in a very major career path for the all the poor people. So the Muslims basically missed this opportunity, and the situation was like very particularly acute in Bengal, Uttar Pradesh. And since the fall of Bengal in 1757, of the all the higher positions in civilian, military, and the judicial services also were reserved for the British. So the more educated Hindus like tried to fill the lower position that was open only to Indians, and the Muslims were practically shut out of it because they did not have the proper education. So now let's talk about that how he supported the British. So when we see the uprise that his contribution to his community, he was recognized as the Sayyid Ahmad Khan that was sensed the dangers of the isolation of the Muslim community. And as long as the much suspicion and hostility that persisted between all the Muslims and the Britisher, the former would like be excluded from the participation and the political and social life of the country. So even like Sir Syed also like visited England in 1870, and he came back with the conviction that English education was very necessary for the progress of the Muslim community. And in 1877 he established the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College at Aligarh. And the name of this college was like self-destructive descriptive, and its orientation was like decidedly towards the Western education, and it faced a very like immediate hostility from the Muslim religious establishment at that period of time. And he supported the British during the 1857 revolution, that the effort of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan had to be like condemned by some of the nationalists such as um, Jamaluddin Afghani. And in 1859 we can see that he published a booklet of the causes of the Indian Revolution also. So we can see that in which he studied the causes of the Indian upheaval. So we can see that many of his like famous works, he also like rejected the concept and conspiracies that was planned by Muslim leaders who were insecure at the weakening of influence of the Muslim emperors. So he accused that the British India Company was a very belligerent expansion, as well as the ignorance of British politicians regarding the Indian culture. So we can see that Sir Syed also suggested the British to appoint a Muslim to assist in the administration to haram zadgi, that is named as a vulgar deed such as a rebellion, in order to avoid this. So we can see that in the biography of Sir Syed, Maulana also wrote that as soon as Sir Syed reached Muradabad, he just began to write the pamphlet that was entitled "The Causes of the Indian Revolt," in which he did his best to clear the people of India, and especially the Muslims, the charge of their mutiny. That in spite of being obvious danger, he made like a very courageous, and through the report of the acquisition, people who were making against the government had refused the theory which the British had invented to explain the cause of the mutiny. When he completed his work without waiting for an English translation, he sent the Urdu version to the printer uh, at the Musafilat Gazette press in Agra, and within like a few weeks he received 500 copies back from the printers. So his friend advised him to send not to send the pamphlet to Parliament or to the government of India. So Rai Shankar Das was a very great friend of Sir Syed, and he pleaded him to burn the books, otherwise he will be in a great danger. So Sir Syed Ahmad Khan also responded that he was bringing these matters to the attention to the British for the welfare of his own community and for his own country and for the government itself also. So he said that if he like gripped in danger while doing something that would like greatly benefit the rulers, the subjects of India, he would like happily suffer whatever befell him. So when Rai Shankar Das saw that Sir Syed Ahmad Khan described the flash information about his writing, he wept and remained silent. So after performing a very like supplementary prayer and getting the God's blessing, Sir Syed like also sent almost the 500 copies of his pamphlet to England, and one of them to government, and kept the rest by himself. So when the government actually like received this book and translated it, presented before the council, the Lord Canning, the Governor General at that period time, and the Sir Bartlett accepted that it was a genuine and very friendly report. So the Foreign Secretary also severally like criticized it and said it was very extremely rebellious pamphlet. So he wanted a very proper inquiry into the matter and said that the author, unless he could give a very satisfactory explanation, should also be severely jailed with it. Since no other member of the council agreed with his view of his plans, he did not know there was no damage done to him. So his political career actually began after 1857 because he provided the political leadership by uniting all its people under a banner of Muslim, and he wrote various notable works in order to remove the mistrust of the British towards the Muslim. So to the Muslims, he also advocated the loyalty of government, and to Britishers, he asked to review their policies that would also win support for the largest minority in the country. So this was a two-way policy that was resulting in the settlement of the Muslim also in this. Now let's talk about his contribution. So he made a very significant contribution in the 3 points below. Like the first, the causes of the Indian revolt, because he was very overwhelmed by the trouble of Muslim in the subcontinent, and then he decided to make some efforts in order to save the Muslim nation from the total ruin. So in order to remove all its suspicion of the British officers and bring them closer to Muslim, he wrote a very well-known pamphlet that was the causes of Indian revolt, which the Graham described as the true and manly words. Second, that the pamphlet, The Loyal Mohammedans of India. In this pamphlet, he also drew his attention towards the critics to the services of Muslim families who had saved the life of many English men, women, children at the risk of at the risk of their own lives. So he also pointed out that the Muslims are not just opposed to Christians. And the third, in the International Congress, so he had known about the intention of Hindus and advised Muslim not to join the INC. So he thought that Congress was mainly a Hindu body that works towards the protection and rights of the only Hindus. So he requested the Muslim to get modern education first, and then in the field of politics they would protect their own rights. So he believed that the political activity would divert the attention of the Muslim from the constructive task and revive the British mistrust. Now let's talk about the Aligarh movement. According to Hussein Qureshi, his work was a contribution to Muslim Renaissance in the India that can be summarized in the one phrase, that it was the inculcation of the self-confidence of his people, the struggle for Pakistan. So throughout his life, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan basically was against the practices of parda, polygamy, easy divorce, and many other policies that was there in his community. And his main priority was the advancement of the modern Western education in the Muslim society. So he strongly believed that the community can only be enhanced the status and progress when the Muslims try to accept the Western scientific knowledge and culture. So in 1864 AD, he established he established a translation of the society at the Aligarh, and it was later renamed as the Scientific Society. So even Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was also condemned for inspiring the communal divisions between Hindus and Muslims, and he was recognized by historians one of the earliest supporters of two-nation theory, that the Hindus and Muslims are distinct and they are incompatible nations. So historians also debated on his understanding. He was emotionally incapable to accept the prospect of an independent India's Hindu majority would also come to rule Muslim. So who had this former colonial ruler? So he was also dreaded that the Hindu culture would weaken the Persian Arabic nature of the Muslim culture, which enjoyed a very dominant status under the Muslim rulers for centuries. So his disapproval to the Indian nationalists and the profession was also the incompatibility of Muslims and Hindu that expanded to the social political gulf between the two communities that emerged with the Urdu and Hindi controversy also at that period of time. So we can see over here at the same time he was strongly dispatched by the religious Muslim who regarded his liberal reinterpretation of Islamic scripture as very it was not just considered to be as a very irreverence also. So the followers of the Sir Syed Ahmad Khan also argued that this political visualization gave a very independent political expression to the Muslim community, which actually helped their goal to secure the political power in India. So his viewpoint was like guided by the creation of All India Muslim League in 1906, and all political party like was separate from the Congress. So even the Sir Sayyid ideas was encouraged both the liberal and pro British politician of the Muslim League and the religious ideologies of the Khilafat struggle. And the Muslim League also like remained at the odds with the Congress and continued to support the boycott of the Indian independence movement. And we can later see in the 1940s also the student body of Aligarh committed itself to the establishment of Pakistan and contributed in a very large measure to the activities of the Muslim League. So Sir Sayyid's like support of Urdu led to the extensive use amongst the Indian Muslim communities, and following the partition of India, its adoption of as a official language in Pakistan. Now let's conclude this presentation by Sir Syed Ahmad was like one of the great Muslim crusaders and political leader of the 19th century. After receiving his education in Persian and Arabic, he actually joined the government service also. And he took like daring step to guide the fortunes of his co-religious and help them to survive in the community. So, as a social reformer, he was like a political leader, religious thinker, as a moralist, rationalist, humanist, a jurist also. He had paid like a very immense contribution in the field of theology, philosophy, religion, history, literature, education, and politics. And even Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was like one of the creators of the freedom movement of Indo-Pakistan, and it was like a main player in imparting the modern scientific education to the downtrodden and the illiterate Muslims in the subcontinent to empower them to stand up for their own political and social requirements of the time.